For centuries, a giant wall divided the city. On one side lived the wealthy among green forests, giant mansions, and clean streets. On the other side lived the poor, surrounded by factories, pollution, and endless slums. The wall was made from an almost unbreakable stone. Soldiers armed with rifles guarded the only gate, keeping the lower class away from the rich. The poor worked in dangerous factories high on the mountainside. They had no workers' rights, no overtime pay, and no safety protections. If someone was injured, they either kept working or were replaced. The government ignored the suffering because factory owners bribed officials to stay silent. Everything changed when the factories removed holiday pay. For many workers, that money was the only way they could buy Christmas presents for their children. Anger exploded into what later became known as the Christmas Revolt. Workers stormed the factory before dawn, destroying equipment and trapping themselves inside. Even the police sympathized with them because they too lived among the poor. When the wealthy refused to improve conditions, the workers built a massive battering ram from melted factory metal. Hundreds carried it down the mountain and slammed it against the wall again and again. Cracks spread across the stone. Then, after centuries of division, the wall collapsed. Riots followed, and federal investigations uncovered corruption, voter fraud, and terrible worker abuse. The factories shut down, the old government fell, and a new one rose in its place. The city was rebuilt together. The mansions disappeared, but so did the slums. Rich and poor slowly became one community. Decades later, no trace of the wall remained. Future generations walked freely through the town, never realizing a giant barrier had once divided